vampire messiah and what she plans for this world.
Welcome back from hell.
Uh-oh. What's her name's back?
Threw everything I had at her. But we had to run.
It wasn't your fault. She ripped a hole through the world.
So what will it take to kill her?
The Belmont. Or a revolutionary witch, of course.
Oh. Easy.
How about just a
Countess.
Belmont?
What are your next steps?
We march on Paris. Cut this revolution's head off. I believe they're fond of beheadings.
I can feel the tension. There's a war coming.
You should stay here and fight.
More crying.
This time, evil doesn't have to win.
Oh man, I forgot about that one guy.
Sorry to interrupt, but quite soon this city is going to be attacked by an army of vampires and demons. I can help you prepare to fight.
Okay, now we're talking. Get him, Alucard. Can't go wrong with dragons.
So fast. What with all this death and evil, maybe there's no place for us anymore.
If you surrender to the darkness, what's the point in living?
When you've lived as long as I have,
Oh, I like that.
you start to understand. We're all part of the same story.
I will have my vengeance.
You should have run.
What's her name? Drolta?
Not running.
I think it's
This
Drolta.
ends now.
Castlevania Nocturne. Okay, interesting. I have thoughts. Yes, I do. I did not like Castlevania Nocturne Season 1. I didn't think it was very good. I thought there were a lot of parts that were okay, and there were a few standout moments, but there were a lot of things about it that I just thought were just so weak. I thought it had a very lackluster protagonist. I thought, it starts with an R. I don't even remember his name now. It's not Richard. It's, what? I can't even remember the protagonist's name. He was so weak. I thought that Trevor Belmont and Alucard's relationship in the first Castlevania series was so much more better, and then Trevor's dynamic with Cypher, it was so much more real and realistic and engaging. And you had, in this one, you had whatever his name is, our named protagonist, and then you had the two chicks who joined him. There was no chemistry between them whatsoever, and they made him into a soy cuck. He would cry, he would whine, he would need countless saving from these chicks who seemed to be overpowered, but it was like at every moment he needed their help. He was like a little boy being led along. It was just sad. It was pathetic. It had some of the dumbest moments I've ever seen. There's this one guy I completely forgot about, and they briefly showed him in this. And when I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, there's that guy. Let me see if I can find him. He's this creature. Oh man, let me see if I can find him. He's this creature who, he's got like the hands on his face or whatever. And Drolta's back. Where is he? He's up here towards the beginning of this preview. It looks... Is that the moon? They changed it in the last season. When the moon came up, everything was kind of blue. You know, it looked like the moon. It looks like it's the same kind of moon that's covering everything, but it looks like the daylight. So, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just make it look like the nighttime the way it looked at the end of the last season? So, there he is. He's fighting them at the end. You got, Oh, crap. Hang on a second. You got... go back. So you got Alucard. Alucard's going to be the best thing. Alucard showed up at the very end of the last season, and Alucard's going to be the best thing about this season, hands down. Everyone loves Alucard. Alucard's the greatest. He looks a little strange in this. He looks more babyface, the way that they've drawn him. But I'm great with Alucard, and he's a legacy character. Don't mess him up. This guy right here is the main protagonist. And, yeah, this chick... Oh, yeah, 3 chicks. You had her, you had this girl, and then there was an older lady. I forget what happened to her. And then you have this gay dude who's, like, a knight of the church or whatever, and he's, like, you know, his whole story is about being gay. And then you had this chick. I could not stand her from the first season. A lot of it I don't even remember. I watched it, I binge-watched it through, I made a review, which is up on this channel, and I was just so disappointed in it. There were a few highlights, but I just thought, this protagonist is so weak, and it's not even of a coming of own. Like, a lot of times you will have a story that's introduced where the protagonist, of course, is weak at first and then grows stronger over time. That's pretty natural, right? But... It's not that. Like, you could say that he does that he does get a little bit stronger and grows over the first season. But he's so unlikable, and his character is just such weak sauce. Like, his progression, it's so sloppy. It feels sloppy, and it feels like any growth that he does go through, it's kind of... how do I say it? Like, it doesn't feel earned. I don't know, it's like he gets beat, he cries like a baby, these other chicks show up and say, hey, let's do this, and he's like, okay, and then he gets beat at the end, and it's, I don't know, it's just, I don't know if it's his personality, or if it's just the way the character's written, or if it's just, it just feels sloppy overall. I'm not really sure what it is, but I can't relate to this guy. He is the main character, supposed to be the driving force of the story, and it is so lackluster. Every time he was on screen, I just felt like this, man, I'm bored, I'm uninterested, and when he was in combat, I wasn't rooting for him at all. Very weak main character. Where's this one guy I'm looking for? I couldn't stand her either. Again, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was her personality. I think her entire arc revolves around being a slave or something. And they're bringing Drolta back. I think that's her name, Drolta. So, I don't know why you would do that. I guess if they can come up with a good story narrative-wise. But she was a main driving force, a main villain in the first season. And then Alucard shows up and instant kills her. And it was epic, and it was good, and it was a great introduction to his character into the season. If you immediately bring her back, you could screw that up, because what you might end up doing is making her death from Alucard kind of meaningless. So that will take away from his character and his overall strength and power, and it could potentially set up some very wonky rules. Like if she was stabbed in the heart and disintegrated, like just dead. And if she's able to be brought back to life just like that, like that's death for vampires, you know, and if you can just bring her back like that, for example, Dracula was stabbed in the heart and died the same way, and they spent the entire 4th season of that first Castlevania run trying to do these incredible rituals to bring him back. So if this vampire queen or whatever can just bring someone back like that, I don't know, that it could really undercut some things depending on how they do it. And then you have that guy. He's like the old Belmont or whatever. The vampire queen in the first season was intimidating. She wasn't there on screen long, but she was very powerful and very intimidating. So they got her right. She was okay. I heard, tell me in the comments below, if you've played Castlevania Nocturne, the game. I heard that Dracula's a main aspect of this story, and without Dracula, it just doesn't work. Let me know what you think. See, look at Alucard. He looks like a baby face. So there's the vampire queen. There's the other vampire dude who's like the gay lover of one of these guys, and it's all about like their relationship is like a big deal. I like this. There's Drolta, I think. I liked Drolta. I thought she was okay. There was a few points I didn't like about her, but I thought she was okay. I think the villains in this aren't bad. The villains in this are not bad, and it looks like they have an army of these weird undead-looking things. So they're gonna attack Paris. And there's these other people. She can summon these creatures. Again, another one of the main characters I just couldn't stand. They made her to be this spoiled little brat. And you can take story-wise, like, oh, it makes sense story-wise. If I'm watching these characters, I have to like some of them. And if I don't like them, I have to at least understand where they're coming from and their motivations. And you gotta hook me somehow. Give me something to root for. Give me something to latch onto. And there was no chemistry between them. They were all so unlikable. There's the gay lovers. And of course he's crying. This was a very... Castlevania Nocturne was very feminine in nature too. It was very... Like it really felt... really 2016, 2017... Like Me Too. Let's feminize all the guys. Let's put in some really strong women. You know, like it really felt like there were a lot of women behind the scenes that were just like, let's have the guys cry. The main character, dude, like there's no joke, literally a scene where he goes out to this lake and for 2 or 3 minutes straight just bawls like a baby. It was... I understand, like, maybe during story, narrative-wise, you can get certain male characters to cry depending on what we're talking about. But in this harsh world, this, you know, gothic, kind of Middle Ages vampire world, and I don't know, like, he experienced the loss, but it didn't justify. It was, like, bawling, like, I was out. I was just like... Okay. This guy. This guy right here. This was the joke of season 1. This guy, I don't remember his name, but there is a guy who's a singer, and I guess he gets turned into this demon. The look looks okay. I'm fine with the look. There's a few scenes, though, where he sings, and he's like in this prison, and he starts to sing because he doesn't want to betray, like he betrays the vampire queen, but he doesn't want to betray his friends, and he used to be the friend of one of the female protagonists, and he starts singing like this opera song. It is the cringiest, dumbest thing I've ever heard or ever seen. I could not believe it. It was just like... Hold on. Okay, so I gotta show you this, guys. I don't know how much of this I can play, because this is like actual clips from the show. But they're fighting, right? And there's like this singing going on in the background. And let me see if I can get a... So there's different events. This guy is in a jail cell, and he's singing as they're fighting in the background. The fight's fine. So you can hear him singing, and it keeps going. Let me see. So listen to this. No, I don't know, man. Like, I guess it's like classic opera or whatever. But, man, it just... I don't know. Like, I was listening to it. This is how he looks in human. And it was so distracting when I was watching it. I get what they were going for. But man, I don't think it worked. I guess it's a preference thing. I guess, but I don't know, man. Like, I thought it was really cringy. I guess it's a preference thing. If you thought it was cool, if you liked it, if you thought, no, this is epic, okay, cool, that's fine. But when I was watching it, I was just like, it was like nails on a chalkboard. I was just like, ugh. And so, and it was all over X. I don't know if it was Twitter at the time. It's X. I don't know. But this guy right here, I was just like, oh my gosh. I saw him like, please, no more singing from this guy. So, yeah, there's that. Here's the old Belmont. This scene from Alucard is cool, where it looks like he's siding with the army here. Looks like there's going to be some pretty epic battles. And she's going to straight up summon a dragon. I don't know, like, you're really going to, as far as me, you're really going to have to work hard to win me over, because I'm not impressed by her. I'm so unimpressed. There's this guy again. I'm interested to see what they do with Drolta. I am. I thought she looks different in this one, though. She looks more demonic, I guess you could say. But I am interested to know. I didn't like this guy either. There were just so many characters I just really didn't like. The romance between this guy and his gay lover, I felt really didn't add much to the story, and they tried to flesh out their relationship and give it meaning, but both of them were such side characters. They contributed a little bit, but I don't know. This guy, he's kind of, I believe, if I remember correctly, he was trying to like double cross her and betray her because he didn't. I think he played a much bigger role, but then the other guy, his lover, not so much. I'm trying to remember. I just remember when I was watching them, I just thought to myself, like, man, what's the point of this? And maybe it served a little bit of a purpose, but I really wasn't that much of a fan. I thought Drolta was okay as a villain. I'm interested to see. It looks like she's about to brand him in this. I'm interested to see what they do with her. I did like the main villain here, though. I think she was very intimidating, overpowered. Looks like she got a couple of chicks here. They're going to be fighting Alucard. There's that older lady that I told you about, the other protagonist. This one right here. She's also another one. So it's these three chicks and then the main character guy. And it looks like the older Belmont guy's going to join them along with Alucard. So we're going to have a little bit more masculinity this season, hopefully. Please, for the love of God. Richter Belmont was the saving grace of the first season. You could even say certain aspects of those, not the first season of this, but the original Castlevania. You could even say certain aspects of it were kind of woke, but I don't know. Like, I look back and I kind of felt they were, but as time has gone on, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm just kind of reading into things. Season 1 of this really felt woke. It really did. But the original ones, I don't know. I felt like it did at the time. I thought, man, the original Castlevania was great, but it was kind of woke. But now I'm just like, as time has gone on, my opinions changed a little bit, and I'm just like, I don't know if I would call it woke. I'm not sure. I'd have to rewatch it again. But it was good. It was really good either way. And Trevor was so great. He was the man. He was the guy. You know, he was just so great. And he blended so well with Alucard. How Alucard connects with this new Belmont guy, it's really gonna make or break this season. She is insufferable. And let's see. The combat was good. I'm always interested to see Alucard fighting. I think the combat in this first season and in the first season of this was good. I thought it was okay. This the animation looks fine. There's Drolta. It looks like he's gaining more powers. He's being able to use stuff. So yeah, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of good action. January 16th. Whoa! That's coming out like tomorrow. Or wait, what's today? That's coming out in like 2 or 3 days. Okay, alright, I didn't know that. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to review it. I'm going to watch this and binge watch it. And if today I'll release this, I think today's Tuesday. It'll probably be out next week. Next week, throughout the weekend and stuff, I'll watch this. And sometime early next week, I'll give my review on it. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see. Maybe Season 2 will be better. But I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know, did you watch Season 1 of Nocturne? And did you like it? Did you think it was good? Did you think it lived up to the original Castlevania with Cypher and Trevor and Alucard and Dracula? Do you think that it was that good? Are you excited for the second season? Did you even know about it? Do you even care about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, guys, as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a great freaking day.